Invitation sent. Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good, thanks. And you?
I'm okay. Just tired of the rain. You've got the sun, I've got the rain.
Yeah.
So, another live, another day. But
Yes.
I'm pretty confused at some of the information that we were given this morning. That people would think that ebooks are free.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a bit of a
we
worry.
spent hundreds of hours writing our books and then we give them away for free.
Yeah, I
Makes
mean,
sense.
it's listen, I understand like there's certain platforms that you have got a membership to and you like KU and you get the books, but you're not free, you're actually paying for them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but when somebody is blatantly saying they're getting them for free and they didn't realize you pay for them, I mean, where do they think they were being made?
Yeah.
That's, you know, it's a bit weird.
Yeah, and we're specifically talking now about piracy sites,
Yeah, we are
right?
indeed.
So this is something we need to address because our authors
100%.
are suffering. We get
Yeah.
paid so little to start with per book.
I
And I
mean,
understand, we can't charge too much for the books because we need the readers to be able to afford to be able to buy them.
yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of people going to various websites and downloading these authors' books for free
Yeah.
and reading them and loving them. And then the poor author gets nothing out of the deal. And that's not cool.
Yeah, and then they wonder why maybe the authors stop writing. If you're
Yeah.
putting all this time, effort, and a lot of money, I mean, it's not cheap. Come on, it's not cheap to do this.
Yeah.
Even the amount of hours that you do, it's not. If you put that into money terms, that's a lot of money as well. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's quite worrying that people would assume that they deserve to have it for free. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that it's not hurting anyone else. But the thing is, it is hurting people because it puts food on their table. It closes their children's backs. It closes themselves. And if people think that they deserve things for free and that the piracy sites are the way to go, we need to be making as much noise about it as possible because it's not right.
Mm. No, absolutely.
You know,
And it's heartbreaking. I told you, I found my two books on a piracy site, and to try and get it off the piracy site is,
yeah,
yeah, there's no one to talk to. So how would you go about this? Get a lawyer to draw up a cease and desist letter,
yeah.
which again costs more money.
And not just that. I mean, if you are part of like the Zon and they find out that your book is on a piracy site, they will. That's it. They get rid of your contract. You are no longer part of their authorship, which isn't fair because you've got no control. When it comes to this type of stuff,
Yeah.
and it's really hard.
Yeah, it makes life very difficult, and it's very disheartening. I think I can imagine how authors want to just give up doing what they're doing because they're being stolen from in yet
Yeah.
another way.
And also, it's like you start to get a bit paranoid about your beta readers or your OC readers and things like that when it comes to ebooks because you're like, oh my goodness, what if somebody, takes my work?
Yeah.
It's such a difficult thing to get a control of because it is such a copy type of world now. Do you know what I mean? It's like people want quick fixes. They don't want to pay what they think they should pay. And it's not just in the reading industry, it's in the art industry, it's
Mm.
movies and music. So, and the sad thing is all of these people love the work, but then
Yeah.
don't want to, some people don't want to pay for it. And it's like, well, how would you feel if you did a job and then somebody didn't pay you? You're going to be so angry because you
Yeah.
spent hours creating something or working on something, and then someone says, well, no, sorry, I don't feel like paying you today. I can go and, do whatever.
Yeah.
It's not fair.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the really big thing is that we need to encourage our readers to understand that it's real people who put these books out. It's not just an anonymous document that you put on your Kindle and then there's
Exactly.
somebody who put their heart and soul. It's most of the time it's a lot of somebody's who put their hearts and souls into.
Yeah.
If you start adding in your editors and proofreaders and beta readers and cover designers and all those, it's a lot of work that goes into it, and these are real people that you're affecting. Because if I'm as an author, my books are being stolen, I'm being robbed of that income, it influences my ability to be
Yeah.
able to employ these other people at the end of the day, to write the next book.
Yeah.
So it affects so many people down the line, and we're real people, you know.
Yeah.
We
And
have
that's the thing,
families
isn't
to
it?
feed, and we have got hopes and dreams and aspirations, and these are being taken away from us.
Yeah. And,
And I think
and
if
then, go.
no, and I just think if we can get, the readers to understand that it's not just a form of entertainment,
Yeah.
then maybe we can start making some headway on this.
I mean, it's hard as it is without that on top of it. I mean, this
Yeah,
isn't a get rich quick scheme.
yeah,
That if you think being an author earns you a lot of money, oh, forget it. You're very
yeah,
lucky if you do. Do you know what I mean? But when you have people blatantly doing it, and it's like, well, hold on a minute, you know better. You know, you guys know that people, this is a job to some people, it's late night hours to some people, that and they're getting lack of sleep because they want to get this work out there, and
hmm,
they've got kids and all of these things. And if we get to a stage where we're saying, well, hold on a minute, we want it for free, you're going to end up losing a lot of good authors. You're going to end up losing a
yeah,
lot of history and culture, and stories that have maybe been passed down generations, because
yeah,
people will stop putting it out there because of the amount of piracy that's going on. And I
yeah,
mean, how do we stop it? How do, yes, we educate and we keep talking about it and we put people in front of people. We bring on different authors and we give them a face and we give them their story out to the world. And that's only part of it. you
yeah,
know it's
yeah,
and some authors are already struggling as it is with mental health,
yeah,
let alone having to find out their work is on a piracy site, or it's part of a book club that use piracy work.
yeah. Because you came
that
across one of those as
that
well.
gets my goat. A book club that says they love reading, yet they are just giving out piracy work of people's work,
Yeah,
whoever it may be, international essay, whatever. It's like, well, how can you love something if you are ripping it off?
yeah,
You know, it's, I don't understand that mentality of, listen, I know people that save up to get books or save up to buy things they can't afford. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
And it means so much to them. But then when they see somebody say, oh, well, you can get it for free if you download
yeah,
this, it's, I don't know, it comes down to morals,
yeah.
comes down to
It
human
does.
morals and where you stand on fraud, because a lot of people don't realize if you are doing this, you are committing fraud, you are committing a crime.
Yeah.
And if somebody has it that you are committing said crime, and they've got the texts and they've got the information, you are going to be held
Yeah.
to justice
Yeah.
over a book. And
Yeah.
this is what I can't get. It's over a book, and you could end up with a criminal conviction against you.
Yeah.
It,
Yeah.
it, it
People don't
makes no
realize how
sense.
serious it is. And I think, with our culture today, we're so used to getting things instantly as well. I think that's part of the problem.
Yeah.
And we don't appreciate what it is that we get to have. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I mean, back when I was a kid, you had to go to the library. You could only take out so many books at a time.
That's so
And then
true.
you had to wait until your parent would take you back to the library to get some new books and hope that the ones that you want to read next are there, or you wait. You
Yeah.
wait until you can finally read the book. And we've
I th-
lost that. I think that created such a appreciation for what you're able to enjoy in life. And nowadays you just get it at your fingertips. You can watch the movies on Netflix
yeah.
on your phone while you're waiting at the dentist's office,
Yeah.
and you don't appreciate the work that's gone into that story. And it's the same thing for books. You can pay for a book and get it instantly with ebooks.
Yeah.
And with a lot of the online bookstores today, you can get same day or next day delivery. But yeah, it's also not wanting to put your money where your mouth is when you say you appreciate the art form. And
No,
it's
for
sad. It's
sure.
like you say, it's robbing the authors at the end of the day. And we with blood, sweat, and tears that put that book on your Kindle, but people don't
And
appreciate it.
I think people don't realize how much goes into creating a book. I
Yeah,
really don't. I think they just think, okay, you have an idea, you write it down, you get it printed, that's it. That's far
yeah,
from it. Writing is the easy part, in a sense, even though it's not. But out of the whole thing, it is the easy part because you know
yeah,
what you're doing. In the sense, you know the storyline, you know the plot, you know your characters, and they evolve within your book. But
yeah,
then, if you are an indie author, then you've got to think about, right, okay, I need to edit this, I need to proofread it, I need to, you know, look at covers and design and make sure that, I'm not using anything that's AI, and make sure that I'm not giving away information before it's
mm,
out there. Getting
yeah,
trusted beta readers and alpha readers and ARC readers and all of this. And that all costs money, a
yeah,
lot of money most of the time.
yeah,
And, myself and you, we write our own, we write our books. Most of the time we edit them ourselves and we proof them ourselves. And then we have our beta readers who then help us to see where we're missing plots or we're doing little
mm,
things. You know what I mean? And they're a godsend. But when you start seeing that there's piracy going on, then you start thinking, oh, okay, what if one of my betas is, someone will put it on a piracy channel,
yeah.
and you start to
Yeah, no,
get
look,
paranoid.
yeah, but and in my case, it's a book that I loaded on one of the international platforms that I won't name now, that
Mm-hmm.
claim to have DRM protection on their ebooks, but I formatted it differently for their software to create the ebook properly, so I know exactly where the books came from.
Yeah,
And it's but it's still it develops these major trust issues, and it's very disheartening to find your work handed out for free.
definitely.
But
Um,
yeah,
and I think that's why we've decided, for the members of SIRE to actually have one of our founders, Siobhan, who I think is on here at the moment, who actually brought this to our attention, to be fair. So thanks, Siobhan, for raising this, because honestly, I was a bit flabbergasted when you showed me the screenshots. I really was. I was like, what? So we've decided that anyone who is an author or writing their works, we're going to make sure that they have us checking piracy platforms to make sure that their work hasn't turned up there. And if it's turned up there, we can raise the awareness and start trying to find ways to get it off of said channel, because
Yeah.
it really affects the normal honest channels. Like
Yeah.
certain places, if they find that your stuff is on pirate, they don't care if it's you or if it's not you. They will just terminate your contract. And
Yeah.
that's also not fair, because if someone is pirating,
Yeah. It's out of
why
your
would you
hands.
why would you pirate your own book? Do you know what I mean? Why would you go to all that trouble and pirate a book that you spent thousands of hours on to
Mm,
put on a pirating site? It makes no sense.
exactly. Yeah.
Um, it just blows my mind. It really blows my mind. But this is a day
Yeah.
and age that we're living in, unfortunately, where
Yeah.
you have all of these fakes, and it's the patience is not there within society. As we say, it's instant gratification and they
Yeah.
want it now. But the funny thing, as you said, is ebooks are instant, you know.
Yeah. And they're not even that expensive. It's like
I
the
know.
price of a cup of coffee,
I
or
know.
maybe 2 cups of coffee.
I
But,
mean,
you're already getting paid so little for these books. You
yeah.
can just sort of do it because you can get what you can get. But I feel like, yeah,
I mean,
it's
there's
not even
certain.
worth stealing it.
I know.
Just pay for it.
I know. There's certain sites where you might get cents for a book read. You know what I mean? Like cents.
Yeah.
It blows my mind that the unfairness, considering you have written the work. You know,
Yeah.
um, and I mean, what on the local book hive? I mean, I think our ebooks are like 75 rand. It's not
Yeah.
a huge amount of money. Um, it's really not. As you say, it's like a few cups of coffee,
Yeah.
and you're supporting someone's dream, you're supporting someone's work, you're adding value to them and giving them that confidence that actually, I mean, we know when somebody turns around to us and is like, oh my goodness, I bought your book.
Mm.
We're like kids in a sweet shop jumping up
It's
and
the
down
most amazing feeling.
because somebody has invested in us, in the work that we have
Yeah.
created. And when they come back with reviews, it is like the biggest celebration ever, because it's
Yeah.
like, thank you. You're
Yeah.
seeing us.
Yeah.
And what does it cost you to leave a review or to talk to people about said book or whatever, and not actually pass on piracy stuff, because that's being
Yeah.
done within this community. It's being done,
Yeah.
and then these communities are also doing retreats. So it's like, how's this happening where
Yeah. So
people are
they're actually
letting
making,
this? Yeah,
yeah, there's, I mean, with the retreats, they're turning a profit. So they're making money off
yeah,
pirating the books as well,
yeah,
which
exactly.
is,
And I'm just like, when you say you're a lover of books, if you can't afford to buy a book, there is the library.
yeah.
That's what it's there for as well. You have the
Yeah.
library. Enter competitions like people
Yeah.
have. Celebrating their books.
Or offer your services as a beta or ARC reader. There's
Exactly.
ways to get through it where you
Yeah.
can read amazing stories without breaking the bank, but you're still supporting the author.
Yeah. And you're not committing a crime, because it is a crime.
Mm.
And I think people
Yeah.
don't realize it. It is a crime. It's white collar fraud. And
Yeah.
it is a big no-no. And why would you want to have a criminal, sorry, I've got brain fog, a criminal, what's the word?
Yeah,
Criminal,
have a criminal record
yeah, criminal
for something
record
so
against
savvy.
you for an ebook or a piece of
Yeah.
music. It
Yeah.
makes no sense to me. And especially in this country, they're pretty hot on sending out, fines and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
do yourself a favor. If you know of anything that's happening in piracy world, you need to let us know, because our authors don't deserve to be on a piracy space
Mm.
at all. No one deserves to be pirated for their work, no matter what it
Yeah.
is. Even people who, so even like in the art world, like for instance, people use things as inspiration, but they change it. And
Mm.
there was a huge, I think it was about a year ago, there was two sculptors that I know, and one is very famous and so is the other one, but the other one was copying the other artist to a T. They weren't putting their own spin on it,
Mm.
but they were trying to say it was their own work. But it's not their own work, because they've completely copied it to the letter. There's not a change at all. And
Yeah.
when that happens, that's when it is copying. It's not a something unique. Because
Yeah.
listen, in life, there's the same things happening. We
Mm.
have fantasy, we have epic, we have dramas, we have murders, we have thrillers, and there's always a baseline, usually concept. But we all then make it into our own wording. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. You put your
So,
own touch on it.
exactly, if you start then completely copying said work, that is piracy, that is copying. And
Yeah.
these guys, I know for a fact, are still in court over this. And it's
Yeah.
thousands and thousands and thousands of rands. And I'm
Yeah.
like, everyone can see it's a copy.
Yeah.
It's like, So even with regards to that, it is a form of copy, a form of intellectual property. If
Yeah.
somebody went and did a complete copy of Voidborn or any of
Yeah.
your work, can you imagine? You
No,
would be like
I would be devastated.
devastated. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And this is exactly what piracy is doing. It's taking away our rights as authors, as creatives, and it's telling the world that they should have everything for free. And
Yeah.
that is not a world that can exist. It's the same as if you don't pay your taxes. How can you
Yeah.
expect things to get better if taxes aren't paid?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. We can't have everything for free, because then the infrastructure falls apart.
Yeah.
And then we have big issues.
Yeah. And I think it speaks so much to the greater problems in the world. And
100%.
unfortunately, we're seeing it affect authors on the ground.
Yeah,
And we need to find a way to protect our authors. So, yeah, I think
indeed.
it's such a difficult issue to tackle because it's so rife. And, my first feeling when I saw of Shadows and Earth and Starlight and Time on these sites was like, how? Because it's like an international site as well. It's not a South African site.
Yeah,
How do I
the
even go
international,
about
yeah.
getting this taken off? Not even speaking about the fact that, they should be reimbursing me for the fact that
Mm,
they're driving traffic to their site because of my book that's on there.
yeah,
But just how do I get it removed? It's like nearly impossible.
yeah. And that's the thing. And that's where we need to find a way how that can be done.
Yeah.
But you shut one down and another one opens, and that's, a big issue.
Mm.
Because you've got to think, when it first started, which was generally clothing and handbags.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the designer stuff that people couldn't afford.
Yeah.
And that was like the clone stuff. But now when it starts coming down to ebooks and music, which doesn't cost a lot of money,
Yeah.
that's an issue. That is a society that expects everything for free. And
Yeah.
no one should have a piece of their pie that they've created.
Yeah.
It's not right. It's not right at
Yeah.
all. It's like us going up to like someone like that and saying, right, make us a 5-course meal that's taking you hours to make. And then we go in and we take the lot and we say, oh, toughies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Don't want
like,
to pay for it.
we're not going to pay for it. Why should we pay for it?
Yeah.
But for so little money, it's quite disheartening, I think,
Yeah.
mainly because it's not a lot of money. But that little bit of money that is earned for the author helps him put food on the table.
Yeah. Because it's not just one person downloading the book from the piracy site either. It's
Yeah,
downloaded multiple times. And so if you start
yeah,
adding that together to the person who's downloading it, it's not a lot of money, but it becomes a lot of money that the author's losing out on.
yeah.
So
I mean,
it's a difficult thing.
if you could get like can you imagine if you got the stats on how many people are downloading? I think we would be mortified.
Yeah.
I really do. I think there would be this. I don't think we can even fathom how massive this is.
Yeah.
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 So I think the only way that we can help our guys is this, not just our guys, but, if anyone is seeing things about any author, you need to be speaking about it. You need to let the author know, I think is a number one thing. The one thing you
Yeah.
can do is if you see something being said or, you see someone talking about it, let the author know. Let them know that
Yeah.
there's a possibility their work is on the pirate's side. Because
Yeah. So they can begin taking steps.
exactly, and this is where I think the change in the world is needed. It's about just being bloody kind, making sure that
Yeah.
you're not taking advantage of people, no matter in what form.
Yeah.
It drives me bonkers. It's like my number
Yeah.
one pet hate in this life is how people will take advantage and keep taking, and then they wonder when the well is dried up and that person is no longer doing said thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like people just sometimes just take without having that giving and taking relationship.
Yeah.
It needs to
Yeah. And
change.
our local indie authors, I think, are the most vulnerable to this because they're already
Yeah.
starting from the back foot.
Exactly. Exactly. They haven't got the big teams behind them that are looking at stuff and doing things where indie authors it's either sink or swim.
Yeah.
So if we can help in any way, and that's every single one of us who likes to read books, if we see anything like that happening, we need to be making a noise about it. We need to be
Yeah.
saying this is not okay.
Yeah.
So that's the one thing that we can all do that costs nothing. That's the thing. It doesn't
Yeah.
cost anything. It's just making awareness. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is what awareness is about: is shouting it from the rooftops, making a noise that we do not deserve to be treated like this.
Yeah.
No one deserves to have their stuff taken from them that they've worked hard for.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Awareness is key, exactly. And the more we shout about it, the more we make noise, the better we will be within a community. And
Yeah.
you might actually start seeing more authors doing even better things because they've got the money behind them that they've been losing out on.
Yeah, and it's also not just about the money. I mean, imagine as an author, a reader comes to me and says, "Listen, I saw your book here." Just to know that they are supporting me and care enough about the work that I'm putting out is already going to make a big difference to my mindset
Yes.
in doing putting work out there. If I
Yeah.
know that I'm not just fighting this battle alone. And that's the thing is most authors they feel like they're completely alone,
Yeah.
independent authors now specifically, are doing the entire journey alone. And now this they also have to do alone. But just to know that you've got your readers who are looking out for you as well would also make a massive difference.
Yeah. It's a whole thing where people can just help, lead with a bit of kindness, lead with awareness. Don't let the people win that are taking advantage. If we can start being as one, making a voice, maybe we'll have a better chance at people stopping doing this, because
Yeah.
mental health is a huge thing within this community, and I worry about a lot of people who, especially if they're on their own and
Yeah.
they're writing, and then they see somebody has downloaded their ebook, but it's been pirated. One thing could be the thing that sends them over the edge. Do you know what I mean? You don't know
Yeah.
what's happening in people's lives. I mean, the two of us, we could be we're sitting here and we're talking and we're alive and we're like brilliant, but nobody knows what's happening in other people's private lives. So if
Yeah.
somebody keeps on taking and you're thinking, well, I've paid all this money into making something, but what's the point if it keeps on getting
Yeah.
stolen? It's sad. And I
Yeah.
think if we can all stick together and raise this awareness and help each other, whether it's music, whether it's books, or even audio books are starting to be scammed, and all of this stuff. And I mean, narrators are not the easiest people to come by as well, especially in South Africa.
No, it is
So
very expensive to produce an
yeah,
audiobook, understandably, because it's a hell of a lot of
yes.
work.
I mean, oh my goodness, is
But
it? So if you've gone and then paid for an ebook and then a narration of an ebook,
yeah,
the cost, which is understandable because of the amount of work that's put into it. But if you've gone and put like your savings into this, and then all of a sudden you see it and it's gone, it's somewhere else, it's in a
yeah,
pirated site, it could push you over the edge.
yeah. No, that's so true. Hey?
So let's
Yeah,
keep on raising awareness. That's what's needed. If you see
yeah,
anybody pirating stuff, talking about it, raise awareness. Raise awareness to the author or to somebody who might know the author if you're scared to talk to them.
yeah, yeah,
Awareness is
yeah.
key.
It is. It is. And I think slowly we'll be able to make a change.
Yeah, it
It's a
takes
team effort,
one
as with everything
voice.
else that we've done,
Yeah, it
is
takes one
this will
voice
be
to
a small
start a
voice.
whole army.
Yeah,
And that's what we're planning on doing, is making a better ecosystem for all of us.
yeah.
So this has been fun. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you everyone for joining us
Yeah, thank you so
and
much.
listening to our little rant.
It has been a rant this morning, right? But I think it was needed because all of this stuff
Mm,
that goes on, a lot of people aren't aware of, and they don't see the impact that
yeah,
it does to
yeah,
people. And they need to know. I think that's the thing. People are scared to show maybe their true selves when it comes to certain things. So
yeah,
let's keep on doing what we're doing and keep on sharing this out.
yeah,
Thank
absolutely.
you all for joining. Have a
All
great
right.
day.
Yeah, you
Bye.
too. Bye.